Why does that sound so happy? Now, why does that sound so sad? And why does that sound so spicy? I don't know about you, but I'm incredibly curious. Hello, my name is Mark Berglund, and today I will be talking about humanity's instinctual understanding of simple harmonic motion through audible resonance. So simple harmonic motion, what is it? Wikipedia defines it as a special type of periodic motion where the restoring force on a moving object is directly proportional to the object's displacement, magnitude, and acts towards the object's equilibrium position. That's all fancy talk for you have a thing, right? It moves back and forth about a single point, right? In this kind of motion, you see it everywhere. The way the wind blows on a tree, it sways back and forth. The way you dribble a basketball, oscillates up and down. You can see it in your bodily movements, how you shake forward, side to side, look right to left or right again, even in a car engine as it goes through its cycle of power. Because of the frequency that we see simple harmonic motion, I believe that it has been embedded deep into our subconscious. For my project in the class, Materials and Processes in Manufacturing, or MAPOFAC, I made what I call the SHMetaphone, which illustrates this principle. Now, in MAPOFAC, we have our one manufacturing process that we have to learn for this, so I decided sheet metal would be the way to go. For the basic process, I started with a flat sheet of metal and cut it out with a shear, some tin snips, a angle grinder, and a plasma cutter. After that, I took it into a bending brake, bent it into shape using that and a pair of pliers, and it is currently held together with rivets, nuts, and bolts. Now, it does make a sound, albeit not a very good one. It's most noticeable when you use an object. This is plastic. It has a nice little ring to it. Actually, it changes to a sharper sound if you use metal, and a duller sound if you use wood. Now, as you can see, these sounds demonstrate oscillation frequency. This is bigger. It has a higher moment of inertia. That way it has more angular momentum, and fancy talk for it oscillates slower. This creates a lower frequency. The opposite is true for the shorter one. Less moment of inertia, less angular velocity, and it shakes back and forth faster. Now it's time for some music theory. This is great for demonstration, but not very precise, so I will be using this instrument. This is a mandolin. Starting with one of my favorite things about string instruments is the octave. Now you'll notice there's a length of string going across here, and as I pluck it, it makes a sound. However, if I cut the length of the string in half by pressing my finger here, now this is the only thing oscillating, and it makes a similar sound. Kind of funny that if you cut it exactly in half, and this is what's called an octave. Another thing, one of my least favorites, is called a tritone. It just sounds wrong. I don't know why. It's in my head somewhere, but it just sounds wrong. This is what happens when you cut a string instead of in half into 3/4. So now you're oscillating this much instead of this much. And when they're played together, it sounds kind of nasty, if you ask me. Another thing about music theory is in the English scale you have 12 steps from octave to octave. And then the 13th is the octave. On scales, you typically have 7 notes. It sounds something like a major scale would be, which I don't know, it just sounds satisfying. It just does, by some mystery in my head. There's also the minor scale. And then you can get some more ones, like this one sounds Egyptian. This one sounds jazzy. I don't know why. That's what's fascinating about these kind of things. There's also chord progressions, where you go, say you are in the key of G, then you'll play G as the 1. The 4th note in the scale is the 4, surprise. The 5th is called the 5. But if you do 1, 4, 5, 1, it creates a sort of pattern. And this can also be done in chords. It just goes around, it just fits, it just works. Part of the mystery in our head. Another common chord progression you'll commonly see in worship songs is the 1-5 minor third major fourth, which is music talk for that. So, in conclusion, I did not unpack the depths of human psychology, unfortunately. This is a question that people have been asking long before I was ever born. However, I do hope this gets you thinking, even if it doesn't give you answers. Why do I feel what I feel when I hear that thing? Remember this when you hear another song. To end us off, I would like to actually play you a song. See if you can note what kind of chords I'm playing.